Get a button. All right, we are live, so we're gonna let it hang just for just a few seconds here. 30 seconds to so what I did with this one is I actually set it up actually the other day. I had um all of my kind of notes and links and stuff in the description before I posted it, and then I updated it tonight with the actual thumbnail. So I have no idea what it's going to look like on the YouTube side, other than I set it out. I
Yeah.
oh yeah,
I saw it pop up this morning,
okay.
and I'm like, man, he above the curve tonight.
Yeah, I know. I actually set it up like yesterday. Like pretty much after I'd gone through and set up all of like written all my notes and got it kind of laid out how I wanted to go through it. And I was like, I'm gonna go ahead and set this up now. I'm gonna include all these links and stuff in the description and have that stuff already set, because I don't want to get to the point where I'm having to do work after the show to get all of the stuff documented in the description and everything. And I was actually trying to be above the curve, just like you said, which here we are.
Here we are.
Sorry. Yeah, that's
Man, that spicy food's messing with you.
dude. Like, I do not eat spicy very much, but whew, that had a little kick to it.
Had a little kick to it.
All right. Let's go ahead.
I like food with a little kick to it.
I just like there is a fine line for me between spice and still being able to taste it. Like between spice and heat. And like I try to stay under that line as much as possible, because I know when it's so hot that I just can't taste anything and it just feels hot. I feel like if you wanted to do that, you just go drink some hot sauce or something. Like, I don't know. Anyway, that's the only thing I can think of. And already in the gutter. Excellent.
Already in the gut.
All right. It only took 2 minutes. Perfect. We're right on track.
2 minutes into the show, have not even talked about coin one.
All right. Check that box. Good deal. All right. So tonight's topic, or for this week's episode of Monday Night Coin Talk with myself, CJs Coins Crafts, and my co-host Blues Coins, is intermediate and advanced coin collecting tools or resources. We had kind of talked about this topic over the last couple weeks, just to provide some more I guess some more context and some more resources to what somebody who might be further along in their coin collecting journey would potentially need or come across as they get further on going into coins. We all know as coin collectors that it can be quite an adventure, depending on how far down the rabbit hole you go. And the more in depth that you get into the hobby, you may come across the need for additional tools and supplies that will actually help you start to authenticate and inspect the coins that you are looking at, which goes beyond just looking for date, mint mark, in any like RPMs or double dies. And you will discover that there are more things that you can find out there. So we put together kind of a short list of some additional tools that we feel that somebody who is an intermediate or an advanced coin collector or connoisseur, depending on how you want to call it, that you should seek out when you feel like that you're hitting that realm. Excuse me. Do you want to add anything on that, Blues?
No, I mean, CJ and I, we're going back and forth with different ideas, different topics that will fit into this realm of intermediate, advanced coin collecting. And the list that we came up with is pretty solid. Some stuff that we actually talked about was kind of more of maybe beginner level and not into the advanced intermediate subject. So there's going to be some stuff that you feel may be intermediate in your coin collecting realm, but overall we compiled this list for like basically like the vast majority of the collectors out there.
So, excuse me, dang it. To kick off the list, I can still feel the back of my throat, dude. Like it's killing me.
It's going to be a good
why don't you start this one while I try to drink some water?
Okay. Monday Night Coin Talk, intermediate and advanced collecting supplies. Coin collecting as a hobby can be quite an adventure depending on how far down the
Blue. Start with the scale.
Yeah, you already did that part.
Yeah, got the intro. Thanks, buddy.
Got the intro.
Yeah.
Digital scales. Digital scales is a must for any intermediate or advanced collector. The scale can be used to confirm weights of the coins against what they should be prescribed to be within tolerance. It can aid in determining if the coin is authentic or counterfeit. Most digital scales allowed you to select the unit of measure, grams, ounces, grains, etc., and should be used to measure grams, as all U.S. parameters are set in grams. It is essential that the scale used has an accuracy of plus or minus 0.01 grams and does not round.
So I was showing examples of two scales that I use. I got this one for cheap. However, it does not have, it gives the 0.1, but it does not give me the 0.01. So I don't use this one too often, only basically when I'm weighing heavier things like like silver eagles, silver, larger coins, stuff that's like in the 25 gram. If it's like plus or minus 2 or 3 grams, like I'm gonna know it's based off of this one. Otherwise, this is the other one that I use, and it has the 0.01 right there. Capacity 200 grams, graduation 0.01. And this is the one that I actually use most often, especially when I'm weighing anything on the small side. So pennies, your 2.5, 2.6, and 3.1s, which is your zinc and copper. Dimes, 2 centers, anything like that. I'm using this one to verify those, and it's really easy to use. All you have to do is turn it on. Gives you the screen as soon as the screen turns on. As soon as the screen turns on.
Looks like you need to replace the batteries.
Yeah.
While he's figuring that out, I mean,
there you go.
We see a lot of stuff on the Facebook pages that people they're weighing the 82 cents.
Mm-hmm.
And they're using this scale that is only 0.1, but their scale is set for 0 or 0.1. So when it's supposed to be 2.6, it is rounding up to that 3.0. So people are getting confused that, do I have one of the unicorn
right.
copper? So having the correct scale for the job is important. You will get false readings using the wrong scale and kind of get your excitement up. It's like, whoa. And 99.9% of the times you're just going to get your heart broken because that particular penny is only a small handful of known to even surface. So
But when so a couple of shows ago, I think we talked about coin compositions, and that's where tools like this come in handy, so that you can actually weigh to try to find the difference in the composition. Because, like the example that Blues gave, the 1982, what you're looking for is this small date, 1982, Denver, specifically in copper. So if you find the small date and Denver, that's when you start to weigh them, because what you're looking for is one that's struck in copper. Because according to Denver, they had never struck any of the small date in copper, and that's why that when you find one of those, it was probably like a leftover planchet or something that was still in the hopper, and it is the unicorn, and that's why people are looking for that particular one. Is you're looking for the 3.1 gram small date Denver 1982.
Yeah.
The second tool that is for intermediate and advanced are calipers. So calipers are used to precisely measure the diameter of a coin, which is very important. If a coin was struck out of the collar, such as a broad strike, or struck on an incorrect planchet even, it will not have the proper diameter. Generally, these digital calipers will have the option of selecting the units of measures, just like the scales, between inches or millimeters. And for everything that you're looking for US coins, you would be looking at millimeters. And the calipers that are used should have an accuracy of 0.01. So both Blues and I have a set of calipers. I use calipers for other things other than just coins. But what I will recommend to everyone who is looking to get a set of calipers, make sure you get the metal ones. There are plastic ones of the calipers, and for me, they flex too much, and I want an exact. So make sure that they are the metal ones. These will generally go for anywhere from, I think the lowest that I've seen them is like $20 all the way up to about $60. But it's going to be one of those things that if you invest in a good set of calipers, like this one, I bought this one, I think like for $40, and I bought this 3 or 4 years ago. This thing is solid. The only thing I have to do is replace a battery once every 4 or 5 months. With daily use, and it's been solid. It is just an absolute monster of a set. So there's different sizes that you can get. I think Blues has one of the smaller ones, like one of the 6-inch ones. I think that's what yours is. This is an 8-inch one, so it's a little bit bigger. Again, because I use it for other things. But just one of the basic ones, one of the 6-inch or the 8-inch. Just make sure it's metal. To make sure that your accuracy is there.
Yeah. I picked mine up years ago on the Amazon Black Friday deals.
Okay.
And I believe it was only like $12.
Oh, stole it.
So, but I mean, they sold 50,000 of them in 3 hours. So
Fair.
If you're looking at getting a set and don't want to pay the full retail price, remember we do got Christmas coming up, and a lot of these companies are going to be running sales, so just keep an eye on them. Good for multi-use, even not just for the coins, as CJ was saying. So calipers, another great advanced intermediate tool for the collector.
Yep. Do you want to do magnification?
Magnification. There are several options for different magnification levels and many different ways to use them. starting with the basis of a handheld 10 times magnification loupe, or also known as a jeweler's loupe. This small amount of magnification is an indisposable tool to have handy anywhere you go. It could be carried folded up in your pocket, glove box, or even on a key ring. There are other magnification levels that can be reached with the same format. A 20 or 30 time jeweler's loupe can be found, and a lot of collectors will carry a 20 or 30 with them. There are small formatted lighted magnifications that have a white LED in them to have clear lighting on what you're looking at. And going beyond the handheld, there are desktop microscopes, and these can range from $20 up to over $200, depending on how and what you're looking at. Entry-level USB microscopes, like the pluggable USB microscopes with the 2 megapixels in resolution, and are great affordable options.
So this is my pluggable 2 megapixel that I bought 5 years ago. I think back in like 2018 or something. I still have it. I just recently actually upgraded from this about 3 weeks ago, and Blues has got one very similar to it as well. These are really solid for your average and especially your entry level to looking at coins. They are great. They are great affordable options. They last for a long time. But as we were talking, as you get further into coin collecting, you're going to be getting into bigger and better things. So I recently upgraded. I ended up getting a bigger USB microscope. It's an off-brand from High Cloud. It is from China, but it is a 48 megapixel with 130x lens on it. Specifically, I got this one because I also, other than coins, I do other things too. So it will work for that, but I wanted more clear pictures. So the 48 megapixel is a really solid format and gives you really, really great resolution when it comes to looking at coins, and that's something that I just can't get with my 2 megapixel. So this setup is on a stand, and it's got a light ring that's attached to it to give the coin light. And I have some pretty awesome pictures. I'm gonna try to see if I have one of the pictures handy.
Yeah, I've seen the pictures of that new scope that CJ is using for the coins and everything, and I'm like, oh my goodness, it's like night and day going from that 2.0 megapixels format and into something that is the 48 times or 48 megapixels. It's picking stuff up that you would never even think or see with a smaller beginner level scope.
So this is a Denver Mint mark on the reverse of a Ben Franklin half ball. So as tiny as that is, that's how clear a resolution that I can get from this upgraded optic. So it gets really, really good pictures.
Yeah, I'm really impressed with that one. It's probably one that I'm going to be picking up in the near future and replace this 2.0 that I got. It's it's done its job. I've owned one for over 5 years. This is my second one. It's done its job. I've been real happy with what it's able to do. But when you're getting down to the fine details of looking at coins for these DDOs and DDRs, some of them are so minute. Having a bigger, more powerful, better pixelated scope is really going to come in handy.
Let's see. You did magnification, so I have digital. Okay, sorry, I'm on track here. So digital camera. So as you go into the method of documenting and taking pictures of your coins, you may look at getting a digital camera. Being able to take pictures of your coins and to document or even share your finds to other people needs a good camera. And there are a couple of different routes depending on what your goal is and your budget needs. The scopes that we mentioned that we just got done talking about can definitely be used to take pictures of every coin, like I showed. Although I would stress that a 2 megapixel picture is going to be okay at best. If you're looking for a better quality picture taking platform, most cell phones like these have anywhere from a 12 to an 18 or even a 20 something megapixel camera built into them. So you can use your cell phone to take good pictures as long as you have good lighting. Or you can go with an upgraded microscope like what I have. If photography is a side passion of yours, then you can also use a digital SLR camera. Words are hard. To take high definition digital pictures of your coins. And a good quality digital camera can go from anywhere from $200 to $300. Usually in the range of a starting kit is going to be about $300 to $400, and could really go upwards of more than $2,000 respectively. There are some options that I have kind of gone through with some of these, and I have provided links in the description below. They are unaffiliated links. They're my personal preferences. If you were going to utilize them, I do have the links to Amazon and whatever down below for you to be able to research. I do have a digital SLR camera. It is I think it's a Nikon. Or it's a Canon. I can't remember. It's over there somewhere.
Over there.
It's over there or out there. It's somewhere. Obviously, photography is not my strong suit, but I have used it before. Yeah, put it. It's perfect. Perfect. Just put it over there. Yeah. So, but what I'm going to use to document what my collection is I will be using the upgraded USB microscope that I have, and just raising it up high enough where I can get an overall picture of the coin. So Blues has a setup where he's got the stand of his scope set up so that he can take really good pictures of the coin, of the entire coin. So they are decent pictures, but especially when you're trying to get good pictures of like RPMs or small double dies, or things like that, you're going to need something that has quite a bit more power in terms of magnification and clarity, which is quality.
Yep. I also have a Nikon 3400 SLR. Had it for years. I use it for everything. It does a great job on taking photos. The only thing that I don't like about using the SLR, especially with the Nikon, is I got to take the card out, put it in my computer, download the photos, put the card back in the camera. So I don't use it a lot for my picture taking, but I am going to be looking at options to try to get something, see if a cable is even made to go from the camera to my computer, where it just automatically puts them on that thing. So they're big and bulky, but the quality you're going to get from a solid SLR is going to be, it's going to be worth it.
Yes, I agree. Particularly.
Yeah, we took care of that. Let me see. What do we have? What, lighting?
Lighting.
All right, let me go down the page here. Okay, yep, there it is. With lighting, wherever you will be working with coins, it is an absolutely must to have proper lighting. There are too many options to go through, but it's important to stay away from incandescent and compact fluorescent lights unless they are daylight color. Regular incandescent bulbs are in low spectrum colors, such as the reds and yellows, and will distort some of the coloring of the coin, such as uncirculated copper coins will have a more red look to it than they actually are, which can affect your grading skills. Fluorescent lights will have more in them and will make silver coins appear brighter as they are.
I'm sorry. We'll have more blue in them. I forgot a word.
You forgot a word. I'm like,
yeah, we'll have more blue in them. The word as in blue color.
I'm like, man, my reading skills are on par tonight.
No,
but
no, that's 100% my fault. That's I'll take that one.
It's all good, brother. So fluorescent lights will have more blue color in them, and that makes a lot more sense. And then will make your silver coins appear brighter than they are. There are quite a few affordable desktop options that have LEDs and have the ability to produce a natural or daylight kind of light, which is full spectrum. A good brand to look for is the Light, but any LED lights will have these full spectrum options. With these full spectrum options will work.
So I bought this setup, which has got two arms that have lights on them that I have for my desk, and I can change the color on these all the way from warm, which is more towards your incandescent light color, the yellow, all the way to fluorescent, which is the more blue, or I can put it in the middle, which is daylight, and that's what I have it on. The daylight light bulbs is something that I have been on for long before, since I started doing coins. I prefer the daylight color of any fluorescent light, CFL bulb, LED. Like, I don't like the look of incandescents because they're way too yellow, and they're softer. Even the soft white, I don't like. And some of the fluorescents are a lot more blue, which can tint things a little weird. So Light is a good brand. There's a lot of different desktop, like this one that I have, that are desktop LEDs that can produce that daylight or the full spectrum. And it really is going to depend on how you're going to use it. The reason why I have this one specifically set up is I've got two monitors for my computer, so that I have a light over each monitor. And if I want more focused lights, then I can put my arms closer together and focus right where I'm working. But just to have a good solid overview of lights, I have the arms just in front of my monitors. So If you have a particular area that you are working on coins and just want a small desktop LED lamp or something like that, again, you make sure it has daylight, because that is going to give you the best view and the best coloring for any kind of coins that you're going to come across. And also, I did include links to a couple of different options on Amazon in the description below.
Yeah, and one of the options that I did, and I did this in my old office, which was down the hall, because the ceiling light was just terrible. I actually went out and bought 48-inch LED light bars for day. They're at a mark for daylight, and that's what I have above me right now. Is I have a big LED light bar above me, and I got it wired into my switch, so I don't have to worry about no pull chains, no different switches, anything like that. And it's been so wonderful having that type of light when I'm sitting here looking at coins and just doing just regular day-to-day office duties on my desk. So yeah.
I will also note that for your lighting, if you are going to be looking at coins, make sure it is as close to above where you're going to be looking at coins and not off to the side or front or back, because how you look at the coins will cast shadows from the devices, depending on where the light source is coming from, that will make you think that there is something there when it's not. So as much directly overhead as possible, because that will eliminate any of those shadows that are giving you false options.
Yay.
Did I do lighting or did you do lighting? I can't remember.
Shoot, I'm still looking at an introduction.
Okay.
I did lighting.
Okay, you did. Okay. Reference publications. So we talked about this, and this is a hot topic for us pretty consistently, and that's different references. We did talk about references before on another show, but this goes a little bit deeper into more of the specific reference of the series that you were looking at, the type of coins that you were looking at. So as you develop your niche into what you want to collect, it is going to be a great idea to collect reference books in the area that you are interested in. There are plenty of books to obtain based on your denomination, your series of choice. With a lot, and there have been a lot of books written by some very well-known authors like Kevin Flynn, Bill Fives, and JT Stanton. The authoritative reference on fill in the space here series of books was written by Kevin Flynn, and really have a great use when looking at specific series of coins. So my favorite, current favorite, I will say, is the first one is this one. And yes, we have a running joke that every single show I hold up a book. So, and that's the authoritative reference on commemorative coins. So this is 1892 to 1954. So these are also mostly all silver coins. There are some gold in here. And one of the reasons why this is my favorite, one of my favorites right now, is my U.S. Commemoratives series videos. This is one of the references that I use to get the information for those videos. So I look in here, I look in Wikipedia, I look at the U.S. Mint website, and I research the history of this coin while I'm putting together those videos for you guys to watch. So this is definitely one of my favorites. One of my other favorites is my more recent pickup, and that is this bad boy right here. And this is the so-called dollar. There you go. So-called dollars Volume 1, United States Expositions. And this is written by Jeff Shelvin and William Hyder. I really enjoy this book. It doesn't have a lot of the expos in it. I think it's only got about 20 in it. But look how thick this book is. Like, it goes into a lot of detail on the different so-called dollars that came out of some of these expositions. And I have loved this book as a reference, because I really think that the so-called dollars is such a neat space to play in, and with numismatics. It's technically classified as exonumia, so it's not technically coin collecting, but it is the same type of thing. So if you guys are into so-called dollars or exonumia, I would suggest pick this one up.
Yeah, and to carry on, I got a couple of my favorite ones. I really like the Buffalo Nickels. So we got the Buffalo Nickels by Wexler, Pope, and Flynn. But to add on to that, I also got the Largo one. Now, books are very similar on what they're doing, but they have a little bit different information, maybe a little bit more detail into something that the other one does not. Since I am big into the nickels, I also have the 3-cent nickel book. I have the Jefferson nickel book. So when I'm really like specializing into my nickels, I pretty much have all the reference that I need on top of what is out there for websites. And probably my most favorite books that I picked up are the Richard Snow books, Volume 1s and Volume 2s. This goes from the Flying Eagles to the Indian Cents. It is a complete attribution guide for them. Yep.
I have the old version of it.
You have the spiral bound. These books are quite thick. So much great detail in them. Pretty much all the snow varieties that you're ever going to want. And one of the added features when I ordered my books, I also had mine signed. So these were not cheap. I think they were $120 for the set when they came out. I know when he put it out there that a new printing was being done, he went through them like that because people were looking for these. So I feel very fortunate I was able to get a set.
And he also has the digital version. So if you are someone who wants the digital instead of hard copy of things, then you can also purchase the digital copy of those books, which is another great reference. Again, depending on what you are getting into.
The guy's looking for the person that did the 3D printing dies for Ken Peavy's show, and he's right over there.
This guy?
He's right over there. This guy.
Like the one who 3D prints his own coin tubes because reasons?
Yeah.
Just
because
saying.
It's a lot easier to print them than to buy them. So
true. Dollars right there.
Yep. I give him a hard time about his coin tubes.
100%. It's like, yeah, you just got another tube and just put it on your desk, huh? I'm like, don't call me out like that. I don't appreciate that.
Yeah, well, if you saw his desk and my desk, you'd be like,
oh, REKT wrecked.
Yeah. But when you kind of specialize in the coins and you're kind of that intermediate advanced, you're never going to have a clean desk again. You're not, because you're just going to have stuff scattered from one side to the other and down the wall, because that's all information that you're going to need when you're really diving deep into a specific series. You just can't go get a reference book, look up one thing, go put it back. 5 minutes later, go get a reference book. No, you got them in front of you. Easy peasy. Let's go.
Because you can have Bahamas, Canadian cents, Buffalo nickels, dollar coins, and 2 cents, all on the same desk.
Yep. See, I got my reference books right across here, and on that shelf behind me. And you could see that your desk is never going to be clean again. It's a mess. I straighten it up. It lasts 10 minutes. So
pretty accurate.
Pretty accurate.
I'm not going to call myself out, but accurate. Oh yeah, and what are these? UK, Great Britain 1 pennies over here as well.
Yeah.
Not for any particular reason.
Yeah, not for any reason.
No.
And
do you want me to do last? You want me to do the last one?
Yeah, coin documentation. As a smart collector, it's important that you keep track of what you are collecting. Starting with the free options is something simple like Google Sheets or Microsoft Excel, where you keep a record of the year, the mint mark, condition, the quality of your coins. Having these options available to you was saved on a cloud platform can make it assessing, viewing, and referencing your collection, and maybe double checking what you have versus what you need. Good story to that. A simple and quick process.
Go ahead and tell your story, and then we can go on the next part.
All right. I've had a problem when I go to coin shows that I'd be like, oh, there's something I need for my nickel graded collection. And I'm going to use the 1950D nickel graded as an example. Went to a show, found one, solid price, picked it up. A month later, went to a different show. I'm like, oh, there's a 1950D graded nickel. I need that for my set. Solid price, picked it up. I ended up with 7 of these things because I could not remember that I've already bought that particular coin, and I did not have any type of reference materials to remind me, or so I could look up to go, I already got one. Yeah, I had so many, I sent one to CJ.
I love it.
It was ridiculous, but I do got a really nice graded set of 1950D nickels right now with full steps and non-full steps. So, yeah, I would just go in the show, and it happened with my wheat pennies. I'm like, oh, I need that for my set. Oh, yep, there's a good quality one. Pick it up, bring it home. Already got one in the book. Well, now I got 2. So having something that you could kind of keep track of, Google, really good. I actually did some work on my sheets. Let me see if I get a share screen up here.
While you're pulling that up, the reason why that I was talking to Blues about having something on on Google is that he could pull it up on his phone, or that he could have like a small tablet, so that when he's going through coin shows, he can actually just sort through and reference what he has. So what he could do is that he could pull it up, like if they have Wi-Fi, he could pull that up, and actively look through it, or before he actually goes to the show, he can download a copy of it to be able to pull up, just on his device without any Wi-Fi, and be able to actively reference what he's got. And that's something that I am working on, kind of a side project for myself to do the same thing. I'm kind of stuck between getting a small tablet or retrofitting this Amazon Fire tablet that I have, to do that sort of thing, just because it's really small, it's really convenient, it's a little bit bigger than your phone, and you can easily reference what you have, to what you're looking for, so that when you are finding those really good deals, you don't end up with 7 of the same coin, unless you want 7 of the same coin. I'm not telling you how to collect.
Yeah, you're not calling anyone out or anything.
No. Just 7.
Yeah. Did that screen share okay?
Yep.
Yeah, like for instance, this is my my Jefferson nickel sheet that I got, and went through, and I put all the dates and mint marks in order, and then I just got a little column for coin info. And if you could see on the 1939 reverse of 1940, I have that coin in a flip, which I know is in my red box. And I also have one in my Dansko album. And I also have an Annex AU58 graded. So every time I'm able to go to these shows and I'm seeing these nickels, I could bring this up on my phone and go, okay, I already own that. I already got it. Oh, I need one for my Whitman album. So I'm just not buying just random coins, hoping that I need it for my album, or thinking that I need it for my album or for my graded set.
Right.
I got tabs all underneath. For my wheats, my memorials, my buffaloes, my Roosevelts, my quarters, my statehood. So I got tabs written up, and this is Google Docs. I could bring this up on my phone, providing I got service for my phone, and I'm able to look this information up pretty fast. So I am real happy with that. And one of the other options that I did, and this is something I did years ago, is I got a little binder and I put little tabs, Lincoln Cent Buffaloes. I went through and copied and pasted all the dates and what I need for an upgrade. So I will particularly have that coin, but I need to find an upgrade of it. So, and I got all my tabs color coded, so I could go to each one that I'm looking at. So this has come in handy. I'm slowly transferring everything over to Google Docs, but I will have a hard copy with me, because some places, convention centers, when they had the big shows, there is just so much phone usage and people using internet and the Wi-Fi, it could be slow and you might not even be able to load that up on your phone. So I actually do a couple different options.
And there's a lot of things that you can do, as kind of a side note, especially when you're looking, is for pricing. Do you research ahead of time and put that into your documentation of what you know the pricing market to be for that coin, so that while you're at the show, you already know the reference, the market reference for that, and you can make sure and that you are buying within the market, and you're not getting ripped off.
Yeah, that's a good point, CJ. Knowing the fair market value of a coin is really just being ahead of the game, because then you could use that information when you're looking at a coin and the dealer has it at full retail fair market value. Then you could go, well, if he has it for 50, you could go, will you do 45 for it? And tell him fair market value is 50. Can you do it for 45? And when the dealer hears you say that, you kind of know the range of what a coin is supposed to be, you're going to get some respect, because he knows you've done the research. He knows what you're looking for. He knows you're just not an idiot. So you're going to get some respect from the dealership on that. Dealership, like buying a car. You're going to get some respect from the dealer having this information available. Just got to be smart. Don't lowball them. They know what they got to. So you could also insult them as fast as you could earn their respect.
So going more towards the digital side of collecting is dedicated collecting software. So there are some options out there. There are some digital options in terms of websites that you can keep track of your coin collection. Like specifically, I use Numista. Specifically, I only use that on my world coins, just to keep track of everything that I have in there, because I have several red boxes that have the different continents, basically. And that's how I keep track of all that. And I can have custom reporting, and it gives me a breakdown. I know that I have 108 countries of coins currently. I have 2 countries left in South America to complete South America. So I have a pretty substantial world and foreign coin collection. And I've been able to use Numista to track that. There are some other dedicated collecting software that has additional options that you could utilize. Again, this is in your intermediate, more into the advanced, that have options like insurance planning, so that you can have a total value of your collection for insurance purposes. You can do estate planning with it if you are looking to basically to sell it in an estate sale, or or inheritance planning. And there's a lot of different options for custom reporting in some of those pieces of software. So I have a list of 3 that I found, um, and they're also linked in the description below. But the first one is Collector's Assistant. That is by Carlisle Software Development. It runs about $70, and the prices on these are as of this month, in the past 2 weeks that I checked the pricing. So if the pricing later down the road is up or whatever, these are prices that are accurate as of basically writing this show. The second one that came up with is Exact Change. This is by Wildman Software, and it's $80. And then the third one is Coin Elite by Trove Software, and that's $79. So all 3 of these, I have included the links to their websites in the description below, for you guys to, if that is something that you are interested in, if that's something that you feel that you would benefit from, to go to their website and check out for what they have. For what I am using, and I think Blues also agrees with what he's using, Google Docs, Excel spreadsheets, they're going to be good for now, but it may transition into something else down the road. Like there may be things that we want to keep track of, how much that we actually bought those coins for, beyond what we're doing now. And especially large collections, insurance planning, that's going to be a pretty big one. When you have large collections and even really valuable collections, like if you have a lot of gold, a lot of silver, that kind of thing, then it's going to be really important that as a collector, you have a good method of documenting what you actually have. And that could be the documentation side of it, along with the photography side of it. So basically, you have like black and white what you have, and then pictures to confirm, hey, this is what I have.
With those programs, those 3 programs that you said at the end, have you noticed if they can be linked to like Gray Sheet for current values or current value of your collection?
No, all of them are standalone.
Okay, they're all standalone.
Yep. But that's why I was looking at if somebody just has, like, if they don't always have internet access or they have a desktop computer at home that they are looking for, like, that is a viable option for them in that space.
Yeah. It brought up in chat, using the Google Docs, using the Excel. Yeah, it is a little bit of work getting them set up. Little time and energy does go a long ways. Once you get them set up, like I got mine with all the dates and everything, then it's just easy upkeep, because they're not going to add a date in between 1938 and 1939.
Right.
So once you kind of get the whole list down, then it's just a matter of just updating what you have and what you need. Even putting columns what you paid for that particular coin, which is something I'm really bad about. Like, what'd you pay for that? I don't know. I got it for a deal because I don't pay retail. I never pay retail.
Texan has a good point. That actually NGC and PCGS actually have specifically registries, but they are only for graded coins. So both of them have registries where you can build like your coin collection of graded coins in their respective companies. But what we were talking about is taking it as an overall approach, like between the graded coins that you have, the raw coins that you have. Maybe it's just, you have a bucket full of Canadian pennies. Well, it's not to say that you have to document every single one of these, but you can still reference them in a value of, hey, I have $30 face of Canadian pennies from 1971 to 1982, because that will give you specific value on those particular coins.
So dogs needed to go out. They're pacing.
It's all good.
They're always playing an in and out game at night.
Another thing that we wanted to bring up is with some of the items that we talked about. So we talked about digital scales. We talked about calipers. We talked about magnification. We talked about digital cameras, lighting, and reference publications. One thing that we do have is we do have a little kit that's we put together, and what it is that it is 100 non-plasticized coin 2x2 coin flips, a 10x. I'm looking at the wrong side of the box. A 10x Loupe and a digital scale, and I have enough to build, I think, like 10 of these, and shipped to your house, $28. So if you guys are looking for kind of a starter pack with some entry level supplies, then we do have these available.
Yay!
Like that one right there. That's one of them. That's the one I was playing with earlier. Comes in the night. Yeah. It's a lot nicer than the one that I've used and abused for like the last 5 years. But this is one of them. So it's a 10x. It's a 21 millimeter lens. Really nice. solid pickup there.
You're probably gonna have to send me one of those.
I will probably have to send you one of those.
Next time you send, CJ and I, we're always sending boxes back to each other with stuff in it. It's
facts.
I mean, I walk into the post office and the clerk looks at me and goes, "Box for CJ?" I'm like, "Yep." So we're always sending each other back and forth coins, different things, mostly all coin related.
I was just thinking on your Google Sheets and Excel sheets, there are a lot of built-in functions and built-in tools that you can use in Excel and Sheets that will automatically create rows and stuff for you, so that you don't have to type in every single year. So yeah, just
I did mine every single year because I'm not that computer smart.
We're getting you there, buddy.
We are getting me there.
We are on the path to get you up to speed on the electronic side.
Yep. Technology is not my friend.
Sometimes it's a friend.
You give me some baling wire and I can basically fix anything. So
baling wire and duct tape.
Baling wire and duct tape. That is part of growing up and living on a farm.
Right. But if you guys have any questions about anything we talked about tonight, please leave those comments in the comment section below. We would love to hear from you. This is something that we put together and we thought this is a pretty solid list. We are working on another video that will go over kind of what are some of the best ways to save money while doing coin collecting. And that goes into details like making your flip cards, or where you should buy your flips, or some of those other more supplies related options. But that show's coming up. So if you guys have questions about that, or want to see specific things or specific areas on to get those supplies, let us know, and we'll get you set up with the next show. So if there are any questions, go and put them in the chat right now.
I got a question.
Oh, please tell me. What's your question?
No, I got a good question.
No. I thought like legitimately like you had one ready to go. You just stuck it in the back of your head and be like, oh, I'm gonna drop this question on him and he's gonna be so confused.
And he's gonna be mad.
He's not gonna have an answer for this one. I think about that sometimes when we're doing shows. That I'm like, Blues is gonna have a question and he's gonna wait till the very end, and I will not have an answer for it. And I'll be like, that's a great question. I don't know.
Yep.
Which is okay.
Yep. It's one of those things. I mean, if you ask us something and we're going to tell you we don't know. But if you send us
we're going to find out.
If you send us an email, we'll respond to it with your answer, or we'll figure out a way to get an answer to you. So
I put right here is my email. If you have any questions that you guys want to send any questions or comments directly to me, you can. My email's right here. And if you want to reach out to me for any of the supplies, the loupes or scales, I also have those available. When is the next coin seminar?
We have not had a coin seminar in years.
Many years, yeah.
It's something that Ken Peavy started up in conjunction with the live coin Q&A. Have not heard anything about that. Or
we've talked about it a few times. And it's a lot of it has to do with its coordination. It's coordination between a bunch of shows that are going to build topics. So I have put it out there that if somebody wants to help put it together, I will be more than happy to help put together another coin seminar weekend. And just let me know what you guys want to do. If you want to do a video, if you want to participate, for those that don't know what it is basically a day or a weekend where there are effectively back-to-back coin shows. And it was really fantastic. We had like 6 or 7 shows in a row. Obviously, some of them had breaks. Breaks in between, but basically you had multiple shows from different channels back to back that were on different topics. I believe one year there was something on the $50, a Morgan, and then Black Beauty nickels. And it was really, really interesting information all about those coins. Yeah, hands down, I would love to do another coin seminar, even if it's just one day. Obviously there's a lot of planning involved. So if you want to do a show, send me an email. Let's get some other coin channels involved. I'm sure Blues would not be opposed to doing a show on something that he knows. I could pick out, I don't know, a handful of things to do shows over, but I would be more than happy to put together one.
I know things.
You do know things. You know a lot of things, actually. You do know a lot of things.
Thank you all for showing up tonight. It's always a pleasure doing these shows and passing on coin information, coin history,
knowledge.
Coin knowledge. It's always a pleasure doing that. If you do have any topics that you want us to take part in, put them in the comments below, and we'll go through and we could work them into a show. A lot of good stuff out there, and some stuff we don't even think of that you might think of. More like, hey, you know what? That's going to be a good show topic.
I want to see something on whatever. Yep. Yeah, absolutely.
Like, subscribe, share. Hit that little button on the thing so you get notifications. We do this every week unless CJ is sick.
True.
So until next time, it's been a pleasure. Thank you all for joining us. CJ, anything in the closing?
Oh, thank you very much. Everything that Blue said, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Have a good night.
Night, everyone. Thank you.